Misty sharing God's blessings. Lord knows she tries.
Welcome back to Misty Sharing God's Blessings. This will be our 4th episode of the podcast. I'm coming here tonight to talk about just getting through hard times and hitting the trials and tribulations and things like that. I have really hit that a lot lately. I have COVID. I'm still going through some depression, and so things are a little difficult for me at this time. But like I always say, that God will get us out of things, and I know that He will get me out of all this too. I didn't want to miss a podcast this week with you guys, so I am sounding a little hoarse and really not feeling that great, but you guys always make me feel better, so I did not want to miss out on it. So please excuse me if I don't sound like I normally do. But anyways, like I said, I've really been going through a lot lately, and it has been, really this whole year has been a complete disaster. As some of you know, I lost my dad at the beginning of the year, and my mental health has been all over the place this year. And now I have COVID for the second time. And it's difficult. And you know, when you have COVID, if you've had it before, you know that it's not only a physical thing, it's a mental, it definitely, it plays with your state of mind also. But I just wanted to take this time out to let you guys know that I'm going through things too, and I know that a lot of you are also, but I just wanted to give you some encouragement and let you know that you're not alone, and that with all things through God, we can get through all things through Jesus Christ, as hard as it may be. This week I have felt like, just like you're almost dying at times with so much pain with this COVID. It is definitely no joke. It's a very, very, very difficult. But whatever else, you know, that you may be going through, I pray for you guys, and I hope it gets better. And I just cannot stress enough to please don't give up. If you have any family, any friends, talk with them, and know that always that God's there for you to talk to. And you know, that comforts me so much, and I don't know what I would do. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath. What I wouldn't do if I didn't have my relationship with God. He gets me through everything, and I can be feeling my lowest, like right now. But I know that this is only temporary, that all these things are only temporary, and that they will pass, and there will be better days ahead. I have gotten so down with my mental health and with being sick this week that even myself has came down to a point where it's like, do I give up or do I keep going? Do I just give up and roll over and just like this is all I can take? Or do I keep pressing forward and keep trying? That's a very difficult question to have to ask yourself. I know that, of course, I'm going to keep going. I always keep going, no matter what comes my way. But I have definitely questioned this week. I have definitely questioned myself this week, along with the depression and things like that, of just being really down and just questioning everything. Life is just difficult. And I think that we all move so fast in life that sometimes God has his ways of making us slow down. And I think that's exactly what he's doing to me this week. I have definitely had to slow down. But during this time, I have had time to kind of think and reflect and come up with some decisions that I've had to make in my life that I have been thinking about for a while. It's definitely been an eye-opening week. I think I have come to some conclusions in my own life that, like I said, I need to slow down. I need to reflect on my life more. I need to get things in order more. And that's definitely things that I've been thinking about. And I think if you can just stop and sit still and reflect and just have that time to yourself for a little bit, which I've definitely had this week because I've been locked up in my room all week. But maybe I needed to do that. Maybe I needed to just slow down and think of the ways that I need to make my life better, how I can be a better person, certain things that I need to let go in my life that I know that are really toxic for me, that I definitely need to let go of, as hard as that will be for me to do, because it will affect not only me, but my husband also. But I do believe that God has better plans for me than the situation that I'm in now. And that sometimes we have to let go of the things that we're used to, even if we're scared. But that's also where the big word faith comes in. And when we let go of things and we really don't know what is next, that can sometimes be really scary. But it can also be exciting. It can definitely be exciting, but taking chances in life and going out there and just trying new things is also exciting, and that's what I want to do in my life. So yes, it has been a hard week. Yes, I have felt like complete, just brutal misery this week. But I'm also trying to find my peace in my life, and finding peace in your life is the most amazing thing when you start to try to figure out who you are. Even at my age, at 47 years old, I'm still trying to figure out who I am, what I want to do in my life, and the big word also, goals. Don't beat yourself up if you can't seem to get all your goals right the first time. it takes time. I have 3 things that I have been working on as far as goals for a long time now, and it's 3 things that I definitely battle with. They are definitely demons in my life, and I've been trying for the last few years now to tackle those things, and I'll do good for a little while, and I think I've got it under control, and then it just falls through, and I'm right back in the beginning again. And that is where I'm at this point. But with your goals and the things that you want to do in your life, what I do is I keep praying about it, even if I keep failing on those 3 things, which I have. I'll get back up and I'll pray about it again and pray about it again. And I'll continue to until I tackle these 3 things in my life. So if there's some things in your life that that are not going the way you want to, or you feel like that you keep failing at those things, just keep praying on it, because one day they will stick, and then when you look back, you're like, I conquered those things. And what an amazing feeling that is when you conquer your goals and you get your life straight and you pretty well have everything in order. And then what you realize is that it feels like 1,000 pounds has been lifted off of your shoulders. And you put yourself in situations to stress yourself out. And when you can tackle those things, whatever it may be in your life, it just takes so much off of you and lifts so much stress and everything off of you. So, getting your life together is very, very important, but it's also just as important, like I said, to realize that if you fail in these things and you keep falling and falling, don't keep beating yourself up about it, because that can just bring on more issues in your life. And, for me, it's like nobody is harder on myself than myself, in every way possible. Mentally, physically, you are your worst enemy. Your mind is a battlefield at all times. I know with me, I'm fighting battles in my mind, especially with having bipolar. I'm fighting battles in my mind at all times. I'm fighting battles that I cannot see, battles that I never know when they're going to come or when they're going to stop. It can be very hard, but don't give up. Believe in yourself. Find people to talk to. Listen to worship music is a tremendous help. Like earlier today, I had a panic attack, and I think that it's just so much going on in my life right now, and being sick, that it's been pretty tough mentally lately. But even with all of that, you can't give up hope. You got to have hope and faith, and to get through every day of your life. And without that, I myself personally, I don't know what I would do, because God carries me every day to keep going, and without Him, but to be completely honest, I don't know if I'd be here today. And that's just being completely honest. But on that note, like I said, don't give up. This podcast this week is a little short. I just wanted to touch base with everyone, but I'm really not feeling great. So we will get back on a regular schedule next week with a longer podcast, and I've got lots more to come. And thank you for joining Misty sharing God's blessings tonight. I wish you all much love, much happiness, and stay in prayer, and take care. Thank you. Bye.